Good afternoon. I'm 13 Weather Authority Meteorologist Claudia Olech, tracking the active severe thunderstorm warnings that are currently moving through our area right now, moving now into the northern part of DeKalb County. This is in effect as we speak until 1:15, and this is mainly for stronger wind gusts up to about 60 miles per hour for the winds, along with your hail, potentially up to an inch in diameter. But right now we're seeing quarter-size hail right now. So a little bit of a closer look. We're going to continue to track this as we head over the next several hours, but right now we'll get a little closer to see exactly where a lot of this activity is moving through. So right now, it's as of right now crossing I-39, getting into really this edge of DeKalb County here. So as we take a look, you're noticing that it is really just these two cells, clusters moving through, bringing us some of those stronger areas of not only those winds, but also that hail. In fact, we could even put on our hail tracker here and see what we're looking at. If anything, let's look at velocity first to see where some of those stronger wind gusts are. So you can see that warning box. It's moving through parts of Monroe, Kingston, Genoa. You're all up next with this system. DeKalb and Sycamore as well in this warning. But where you're seeing some of those lighter colors, where we're seeing some of those stronger winds move through right now. So when it comes to also hail, if anything, is coming up right now. So we did see some of that hail move through Rochelle. That's going to follow along that line with the clusters. So it's going to come right into really that northern part of DeKalb County, bringing that hail again up to quarter size to an inch possible as this continues to move through. So there could be damage. As of right now, again, we are under that severe thunderstorm warning. This is for parts of northern DeKalb County. That's where a lot of this is now moving into. It's crossed I-39, so really want to make sure you get away from any of those windows. If you know anybody hanging out outside, enjoying some of the nice weather, make sure to bring them in. We could see some damage to windows, siding, roofs, and trees as well, and also be ready for downed power lines and even potentially just some flooding rain as well. So when it comes to any of that activity that we're seeing right now, this is the only severe thunderstorm warning that we are seeing at the moment. Now, we also are seeing a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect. So let's take a wider look to see where exactly that's most of our DMA. It expires at 5 o'clock. So this is brand new information coming out of the National Weather Service here. That severe thunderstorm watch in effect for Ogle, Boone, Lee, Ogle, and DeKalb County, along with Rock and Walworth County, and those further really into the northeast there until 5 p.m. So we're seeing those ingredients come together, bringing us that watch. But when it comes to that warning, again, we are only seeing that as of right now into parts of DeKalb County. So there's your warning box. I'll zoom in just a little bit closer there. As we see that warning in effect right now until 1:15. So that again for DeKalb County into parts of Boone County. So just to the north or south, I should say, just to the south of Belvedere there, we're seeing those wind speeds up to 60 miles an hour. This is radar indicated, but hail also potentially up to an inch. Quarter sized is being reported there. So these are all good things. I'm just going to double check to see if there are any updates from the National Weather Service, but it does look like this is an active watch here, or and warning, as we did get just both of those issued. So I'm going to bring us back to that main screen to give you an idea of where we're seeing some of these cells. So this is your severe warned cell right now. It's moving into that northern part of DeKalb County. In fact, we're going to get even a little bit closer as well to see who is seeing some of those threats here. So when it comes to this warning, this is exactly where we're seeing some of this activity. Kirkland, you're seeing some of those stronger gusts up to 60 miles an hour. And again, that hail as well. We can also put a track on that and get a better idea of where potentially some of that hail is. But when it comes to that wind, you're seeing some of those gusts. So where we're seeing some of the brighter colors there. Kirkland moving through now, going to get closer to DeKalb as well. Genoa, you're in the line of that as we continue to see some of that activity starting to move through. So in terms of hail, we saw those signatures in Rochelle where you're seeing that itty bitty part there with the lighter blue. That's larger hailstones and more of them, but you're noticing that signature. It's following that line and path of the thunderstorms. Hence why we're seeing that warning as of right now. So Kirkland, you are under that right now. And again, if you are in this part of DeKalb County, be sure to move away from windows especially. So we might see that damage from that hail. Stronger winds as well, up to 60 miles an hour at the moment. So could see some damage to roofs, any vehicles you have outside, siding, trees, and even down power lines. So that is also a concern right now. Active severe thunderstorm warning for that part of DeKalb County, even the southern edge there of Boone County as of right now. So if you are under this warning or know anyone in the area, give them a heads up. We are currently tracking this severe thunderstorm warning. So again, gusts up to 60 miles an hour, hail to quarter sized as we continue to track this. And again, there is that severe thunderstorm watch as well right now. So as we take a look, I'll bring you back to that screen and give you a better idea of where exactly we're seeing that. So again, this is in effect until 5 o'clock. So we're just getting into that window with that chance for stronger and those severe thunderstorms. So that pink color, that is the severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 5 o'clock. So we have nearly 4 more hours left of this as those thunderstorms are starting to tap in to some of that energy. So we'll bring you back to radar to show you what's going on from a wider perspective. So most of the activity, though, notice it's just to the east of I-39. We still have that warning in play again until 1:15. So just a little longer with this, but just seeing light rain, potentially Carroll County, not much for thunderstorm activity to the west of this. We'll loop this as well to show you in which direction things are moving. So to the northeast there, they're moving through parts of Boone County. So let's get a little bit of a closer look there to see exactly where some of this activity is moving through. So as of right now, you're seeing that into parts of DeKalb County, just to the south of Belvedere. That's where that warning really cuts off. So right along 90, parts of that interstate there in that warning. But Kingston, you are really up next when it comes to really the punch of this thunderstorm that's been developing. So we're seeing heavy rain. We're seeing those stronger wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour and the quarter-sized hail as well with all of this. So make sure that you are getting away from those windows, especially if you know anybody in the area. DeKalb, you're really going to see the edge of that sycamore. You're going to get clipped by that as well. So we are still tracking this. I'll zoom out just a bit and put a tracker on it to give you a better idea of who is going to see what next exactly. But in terms of this thunderstorm, right now we are still seeing that active severe thunderstorm warning. There's that box for you. It's going to continue to move further to the northeast. So let's put a cone on it to show you exactly where this fella is headed. So in terms of this thunderstorm, it's going to continue to move right towards McHenry County. So traveling that direction, perhaps it's going to continue to move out, but Genoa reaching you at about 107. Kingston, I mean, it's knocking at your door as we speak. Marengo, not until about 126, and then Woodstock 140. So it's really going to start to move out of the area into McHenry County. We're seeing some of those thunderstorms through parts of Belvedere right now, but again, just to the south of that is that severe thunderstorm warning as we speak. So as of right now, if you are within this warning, be sure to get away from the windows especially. We're seeing those stronger wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, along with the hail up to 1 inch in diameter. Quarter size possible as well. So make sure you stay away from the windows. Don't have to get in your basement just yet, but definitely want to get away from the windows, get indoors, because we might see damage to vehicles, especially that are outside, perhaps not covered, but also the windows, siding, roofs, even down trees or branches that could then in turn lead to downed power lines and even those power outages. Flooding rain is also possible. There's a lot of heavy rain associated with this thunderstorm right now. So as we take a look, we are still seeing that active severe thunderstorm warning. In terms of radar, not a whole lot going on besides that. Most of the thunderstorms are just to the east of I-39. So we'll put this in loop to get things moving and show you in which direction most of this is headed. So really right now building into that corner of DeKalb County. So that's really going to be the focus as we continue to track this active severe thunderstorm warning. When it comes to hail, we did start to see those signatures. So here's a little bit of a wider look. We'll zoom in though to show you who could see some more hail moving in forward, especially as we end up seeing that moving through really that northern part of DeKalb County. So you're seeing some of those signatures coming through. So these were really the two cells that started and now kind of forming together, moving right into Kingston and Genoa, the northern part of DeKalb County. So this is really the focus of our area right now. But when it comes to even velocity, we'll give you a better idea of even the winds in this severe thunderstorm warning. So really noticing it into just the northern part of DeKalb County right now. This thunderstorm still moving northeast at about 45 miles an hour. So just a little bit longer. This warning again is about until 1:15. So we still have a couple minutes on this, but again, storm motion at about 45 miles an hour into the northeast there. So bringing us back to radar to give us an idea of what this looks like when it comes to radar. Lots of heavy rain. That's the red colors you're seeing there. We can even get closer as we continue to see this really more isolated in Kirkland itself. So we have Route 64 and 72. That's really where that center of this thunderstorm is right now. It's really starting to move through Genoa. So starting to exit Kirkland, you're noticing that right now, and it looks like the edge of that will also clip parts of Sycamore. So this is mainly isolated right now into just the northern half of DeKalb County. We have some thunderstorms. We could take a little bit of a closer look further to the north there when it comes to Belvedere. So that's where we're seeing that warning box there cut off into just really that southern part of Belvedere there into Boone County. But most of this is starting to move through, so definitely going to hear some rumbles of thunder, get some of that heavier rain and gusts, but the main focus is still into the northern part of DeKalb County here. So Mayfield, you're seeing that thunderstorm moving through as well. It's about to get closer to looks like Route 72 and 23 there within Genoa. So if you are within these areas, if you're hearing me call out these roads or areas, make sure that you're getting away from those windows. So active severe thunderstorm warning in effect again until 1:15. So make sure you are staying away from those windows, especially get indoors. If you're heading out or we're about to head out, know someone that was going to, give them a heads up. Hey, you might just want to wait until this passes. It's moving northeast at about 45 miles an hour, so just a little bit longer. We're about 16 minutes left of the warning. It's again going to continue to move northeast, so be sure to move away from those windows. Kirkland, Genoa, Mayfield, this is moving through your area as we speak. There could be damage, hail up to 1 inch in diameter, quarter size possible. And again, those gusts up to about 60 miles an hour. So that's what we're currently seeing. That might even lead to power outages with any downed branches or trees. But we'll bring you back to that radar loop as we continue to see this move through, see if any other thunderstorms are potentially moving through. But again, this right here is very localized. Northern part of DeKalb County is where this warning is in effect. So that does include Kirkland, Genoa, and Sycamore once again. We'll zoom back out and bring you to that homepage, if you will, a much wider look of what's going on throughout our area. We still have that active severe thunderstorm warning in effect. Parts of Boone County in that as well, just the very southern edge there, but looks like it's going to continue to move further into the northeast into McHenry County. So here's the storm motion right now. A lot of it sweeping into the northeast. Otherwise, we're not seeing a whole lot behind it. A couple showers starting to even dry out there. If anything, a couple thunderstorms closer to Janesville into Rock County. But otherwise, again, this is our main threat right now into DeKalb County. So we'll loop back and take a look at some of the features that we're still seeing right now. But as far as location goes, again, this is mainly into the northern part of DeKalb County. And we're going to continue to see this moving through. Again, it's bringing us that heavy rain. Kingston, I mean, it's right over your head as we speak. So if you are within these areas, again, Kingston, Kirkland, Genoa, and even Mayfield, make sure to get away from those windows. This is really your call and time of action there. So they're slowly starting to weaken and have been over the last 5 to 10 minutes here, but looks like the latest update, they may not be able to continue to produce some of these severe conditions, but this warning's still in effect right now. So if we take a look at the hail that we've been tracking of the reports we've been seeing, so there it is. You could see, though, that track 2 slowly starting to fizzle out there. So it looks like it is slowly starting to weaken. I mean, even the reports there that we see for the hail on the hail tracker really didn't even follow through into parts of Mayfield, just into Kirkland, close to Kingston there. So it does look like we're seeing some weakening with this cell. So that is rather the good news. Again, it expires at 1:15. So we are getting really close to the end of that there. But We could even look at turbulence there to see what the winds and the gusts look like. So some of those brighter notches give us a better idea of where some of those stronger gusts reside. But it does look like we are seeing really that decaying feature when it comes to that. But still warned, still make sure you are taking action and getting out away from those windows especially. So when it comes to radar, again, we are still seeing this warning in effect right now. Here's that warning box. It does include parts of Boone and even just that sliver of McHenry County as of right now, and even the city of DeKalb included. Gusts up to 60 miles an hour, really our main concern with that hail, potentially getting up to an inch in diameter. But when it comes to radar, we're going to continue to track this. Again, a lot of heavy rain with this too, so make sure you are giving yourself some time in terms of any reports that we're seeing. Not anything registering just yet. We are just seeing those signatures on our hail tracker, which is a different tool that lets us see exactly where some of those hailstones are gathering. But when it does come to that radar, we are still seeing that right over Kingston as well. We'll zoom in just a little bit closer when it comes to Boone County. I'm curious to see what's going on just to the south of Belvedere. So again, this is where we have Route 20 and also parts of I-90 there. You notice, don't know if you just caught that, part of that warning is starting to be cut off. So Kirkland, you are still under that warning, but that main threat is moving away from the area. Stay indoors, stay in that safer place away from the windows, but we're slowly starting to see that moving out. Genoa, it's still over your heads as we speak. We'll loop this to show you how exactly it's moving through, really starting to bring some of those heavier showers right along Route 72 there, now starting to cross really within those county lines, moving into now what's going to be McHenry County. So really seeing starting to see this decaying as it moves through, but otherwise we do still see that warning in effect right now. We'll take a wider look and bring us back to that main overview to see what's going on throughout the area. So we still have that active severe thunderstorm warning in effect for that northern part of DeKalb County. However, we are also taking a look at when it comes to the new watches that have been put in effect. So bringing you back to a wider look at the entire area. Notice that most of us are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 5 o'clock. So even after this warning expires, we may still be left with that threat until we get into the early evening hours. So even though this will move through, don't let your guard caught off as well, because we are still under this watch. So again, that's until 5 o'clock. But when it comes to that active weather, as of right now, we are still tracking some of that activity. Looking at mainly that still warning. As of right now, we're seeing that through the northern part of DeKalb County, but we're starting to see some of that being shaved off. So looks like it's going to continue to move further to the northeast at, again, about 45 miles an hour. We're seeing those damaging wind gusts being that concern, along with the hail gusts up to about 60 miles per hour, with the hail up to an inch in diameter. So this is currently where we're seeing that active severe thunderstorm warning really isolated into just this cell. So right over the heart of Kingston, Genoa, you're also seeing this activity as well. So we'll get an even closer look. You can see it is mainly now approaching where we see a Route 72 and 23 intersect through Genoa. And again, it's going to continue to move further to the northeast right now. So I'll loop this to show you just exactly what that storm motion looks like, but it is again moving to the northwest about 45 miles an hour. You can kind of notice it's getting a little bit smaller and weaker as it continues to move through. So we do have a few more minutes left on this warning until 1:15 for, again, the northern part of DeKalb County there. So we'll zoom out and put a tracker on it to let you know exactly where this is headed next. But again, it is moving out of the area. What's going to be up next is really into parts of McHenry County. It's really clipping a part of Boone County as well, so just to the south of Belvedere. But this cell mainly is going to continue to move out into McHenry County. So timing, Genoa, it's over your heads. Marengo, closer to about 127. So at that point, the warning will have expired. There's really no note or any mention of potentially extending this into McHenry County when it comes to the warning. But again, this is still in effect, and it may still pack up a little bit of a punch. So some gustier winds, if not some smaller hailstones as well. So still tracking this active severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now, moving through DeKalb County. And again, it's going to continue further to the northwest. McHenry County is going to be up next. Still seeing some of that activity through parts of Boone County, but not warned that far up north into places like Poplar Grove and Capron. but we are continuously tracking that activity. So it's going to move out as we speak, and it is slowly starting to weaken. So it does look like we are still under that severe thunderstorm watch, though. I'll bring you back to that page and screen to let you know what we could potentially expect a little bit later today. So moving through the rest of your afternoon, make sure you're staying weather aware. We are still seeing that active severe thunderstorm warning along with this severe thunderstorm watch that is going to continue to stay in effect until 5 p.m. So as of right now, there's that warning. Notice it is very isolated. Not a whole lot coming in behind it. So a wider look, just some very light showers, if not just drizzly. Regardless, we still have that potential in play. So when it does come to that watch, it is in effect for the entire area. That does include counties that really meet I-39. So notice Stevenson, Joe Davis, Carroll, and Whiteside County and Greene County not under that severe thunderstorm watch. It's these counties shaded in the pink until 5 p.m. So make sure you stay tuned to the forecast and pay attention as well to any updates, as these thunderstorms may still gain severe strength as they move through the area. So at the moment, we are still under that severe thunderstorm warning with those areas into northern part of DeKalb County. So really just to the north of I-88, it's going to continue to move into the northwest, so McHenry County up next. But again, this warning has not been extended any further into either Boone or McHenry County there. So it does bring those stronger wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That hail can get up to an inch in diameter. We did see some mention of quarter-size hail as well, so really potentially seeing that damage to things like windows. Make sure you are getting inside if you are within. It's really moving over places like Genoa and Kingston at the moment, slowly starting to die down and weaken. So that is rather the good news, but again, still under that severe thunderstorm warning. Make sure you get away from those windows. Don't have to get into the basement just yet, but we could see damage to things like even vehicles outside, windows, siding, roofs, and even trees. So just be ready for that, and even potentially any of branches that fall could even lead to some power outages and flooding rain as well. So we are just on our last few minutes of this severe thunderstorm warning as of right now. So it looks like we're going to let it expire. No new updates from the National Weather Service. The storm is going to continue to weaken and remain below that severe thunderstorm threshold. So it has been decaying over the last 5 to 10 minutes. And of course, we're going to continue to monitor any threat. But I will leave you with one last look at what we are looking at when it comes to radar and where exactly some of that warning still is in effect. So again, just about 5 more minutes of this. So some gustier winds now moving out of DeKalb County. It's going to get into what it will be then McHenry County and just really that corner of Boone County. So really starting to move out. Otherwise, we might not have much coming in behind it at the moment. Regardless, we are still under that severe thunderstorm watch until 5 p.m. There it is in effect for most of our area, so we'll of course keep you updated both on air and online. Be sure to stay tuned to the forecast, and as always, stay safe. Thanks for joining me.